Hello and welcome to episode 276 of Checkpoint Chat. My name is Alessandro Barbosa. I'm joined by Matty Figuera.
That is the worst. I just want to preface this by saying, I know I sound husky and beautiful. I have the plague at my doorstep and I'm keeping it at bay. But as long as you can understand what I'm saying, we're all good. Can you understand what I'm saying? Do I sound alright? You're nodding your head.
You do sound like you're going to narrate like a radio drama at midnight.
At midnight. So does that mean I'm really bad? Because I've been...
No, it's like very, very sultry and bassy.
Just call me... is it Barry Manilow?
Barry Manilow? Who's Barry Manilow?
Barry Manilow. Did I just make that up?
Manilow. Oh no, that is a person, Barry Manilow. Wow, this guy looks like he's had a lot of plastic surgery.
Listen to that man's voice though. Barry Manilow.
I'm trying to see.
You
I don't know.
know.
He's an American singer and songwriter with a career that spans over 60 years. Damn.
Barry Manilow. Now, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure. Remember, I shared a room with my brother for many years. And I'm pretty sure my brother, he'll have to message me and tell me yes or no. He had a Barry Manilow alarm for a long time.
And a lot, like one of his songs?
Like one of the songs, the beginning of the song was his alarm tone. So I heard it a lot. So that's why I know the name. Constantly,
is that why you just pulled that out of
I just pulled it out of
nowhere?
Well, yeah, because listen to that dude's voice, you're like, yes, I understand now.
Oh my goodness, he's still touring.
He's
playing in Las
UK?
Vegas in October. He is 82 years old. What will you be doing when you're 82 years old? Will you be touring?
I'll be gaming. Well, did you see? I'm gonna hijack this conversation. You know Skyrim Grandma?
Yes.
She's retiring. Oh my god.
How old is she? Like 90 something?
She's 89, I think. My favorite
89. Damn.
My favorite comments on most of the posts or somewhere I saw, like even she's tired of waiting for the new Elder Scrolls. I was like,
it actually is a pity because like the rate at which Bethesda Game Studios does their stuff, like there is a strong possibility she might hit 100 before Elder Scrolls 6 comes out.
I didn't even say it.
Yeah, I mean, imagine she spent her life playing good games. That would be great. Sorry.
Sure.
Just had to.
Skyrim's still the one I haven't played. Weirdly, just it lives on every platform. Still not played it. Oblivion remake. Still not. I've played the original. I should play the remake because I really enjoyed Oblivion.
I actually started playing that because, like, I think I've said the story before, but I don't like Skyrim. And I got into Skyrim purely because when it was coming out, I had never played the Elder Scrolls, and everyone used to speak about Oblivion a lot. So I was just like, okay, well, this is the next one of that. And you know, I mean, there was so much hype around that release as well. So I don't know. I don't like that style of RPG anymore. And I think I like outgrew it very quickly after Fallout 3. Even though I can go back and play Fallout 3 like any day of my life. Even they're the same game. They're just in different settings, really. So that's why I think I bounced off like Starfield as well and Fallout 4. It's just Bethesda make the same game, and it's just kind of boring.
I've told you this, my Fallout story, surely on this podcast. Fallout 3. I played a lot of Fallout 3. I hit the level cap, and then I stopped playing Fallout 3. Didn't even finish it.
Like, just stop there and then. You're like, I've done what I needed to do.
What's the point? I don't need...
Wow.
I don't get more XP. What's the point of playing this?
But you can hit the level cap so early into the game.
I probably hit it after a number of hours.
What was the last story beat you remember?
Oh God, I can't remember. It was so long ago. But
did you save your dad, Liam Neeson?
No.
What? That is like...
I think...
That happens like halfway through the game,
I legitimately just ran off, did side quests, explored, hit the level cap, and I was like, meh.
Did you ever meet Three Dog, the radio guy?
I don't remember. Probably not.
Oh, he was rad. Let me tell you how this game ends. It's fucking wild. You end up storming, I think, the Capitol building, you know, like the White House. Well, what remains of it. And if I'm not mistaken, someone can correct me. You've teamed up with the Brotherhood of Steel, or at least that's one of your choices. And you lead this like all-out assault on the building. Not sure who you're actually fighting, but honest to God, there is a Iron Giant-looking fucking robot that is just walking towards the building, and you are just escorting this fucking unit on all the way there, and it's just shooting lasers all around, and it's chaos. And that's the end of Fallout 3.
I should have just carried on playing, because that sounds awesome.
You should have, yeah. Had some really good DLC
I don't know
too. It was great.
What it was, honestly. It's like, it's the only game I can think of in my head where I just hit the level cap and I just stopped. I was like, well, there's no reason to play anymore. Which I don't know. I was much younger, maybe less invested in the story. Maybe I just done too much side content that the main story was nothing to me.
Just burned yourself out.
Just burned myself out. But I have such like a vivid memory where I just hit a point where I was like, nah, I'm done. Like, I'm done with this game. I don't actually care how it ends. So no offense to Fallout, although Fallout should be very offended, because I have finished Starfield, and that game was just straight up.
That's crazy, actually.
Beelining through load screens and planets to get to the end of that game. And I will say, the end of Starfield, very good. Very, very cool incentive to replay the game. But the rest of Starfield, questionable. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I just don't trust your opinion on Starfield. That's
I don't know. Legitimately, I mean, if you've never going to play the game, just look up the end of the story.
Absolutely never going to play that game.
Okay, then you just look it up and be like, oh, cool, that's quite a cool thing that they do at the end game.
I can't actually remember what the core, like story was. Like, I played a couple of hours, and I don't remember what I was trying to do. Like, what was the main hook? What was the main, like, narrative focus of it? What were we trying to find?
I don't know. You joined those. Listen, I played it a long time ago. Okay, two and a bit years is a long time ago. Also, that's the first game I played on my new PC in the UK. Remember?
Oh wow, is it that long ago?
So I just moved. PTSD, all just gone out of my head.
Fair
it's
enough.
All just blurred into one memory of me.
But also cool, because it's the first game you played on a new PC, and that's always always a fun time.
It was, except we'll stop this podcast at some point. But playing Starfield on my new PC, you'll remember this. I just built the PC.
Is this when your PC overheated?
It kept overheating because I didn't have fans at the bottom. So when I played Starfield, I was like, should I be playing Starfield if my PC is running a little bit hotter than it should be? And I did anyway. It was great.
It was just the full-on experience. Your fans were going at 1,000 RPM. They wanted to, engross you in being in a spaceship, like envelop you in the sound and sights of that as well. Your PC took off.
It is unreal how much heat a PC can make, because even a good example is, so you don't know this because you can't see, but I'm underneath a staircase now. Okay, my new apartment.
I imagined it after your Harry Potter comment last time.
Well, at least you can see. I can see outside. That's cool. But it's like a metallic staircase, and if I've been gaming in the evening and I put my PC off and I go upstairs, the stairs right above where my PC's on below the desk. Okay, it's not even like on the desk, but the heat it makes, it still warms. I can feel when I walk upstairs that the stairs are warm directly above where I've been sitting. I mean, and it must be like a combination of me, my PC, whatever, but it's just like, it's a lot of heat it generates, actually.
It is also fascinating to see how quickly that air can rise, like where it's going, all that tells me is your downstairs is going to be cold in winter.
It probably will be, but the upstairs is warm. Yes, that upstairs is toasty.
You'll look up and Lenska will be there just standing with her feet above your head, getting her feet nice and toasty.
Like, yes, what are you playing? You're playing Starfield.
Put on Cyberpunk quickly.
Can you please uninstall those fans you put so we can get more heat in here? My goodness.
PC gaming's great. I mean, you're right. It is like the amount of heat generated is like completely proportional to the amount of power that you're consuming. Like, cooling can be measured in like the amount of watts of cooling that you have and the amount that it's able to dissipate. And if your PC is generating like 1,000 watts of energy, or it's interesting how these like two metrics like combine. It's really weird. Yeah, heat. I do like your bicycles in the background. Those are very cute.
Thank you. The wild Lensk in the background.
Wild Lensk in the background,
I
just
mean,
walking to and from.
you
Is she also surprised that we're podcasting?
No, I told her like earlier this week. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, it's a Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Wednesday evening.
Don't pull the curtain back from
it has
magic.
been a
Everyone's
week.
gonna know.
We can't record this weekend. We can't record next weekend. We can't record tomorrow. Today is the only day the stars aligned. Anyways, the bikes in the background. For audio listeners, you can only see half of two bikes because they're folded up. But yes, they are great.
They are very cool. I do like them. I'm very jealous.
And cycling in London. The only way to get around, let me tell you.
Did I tell you about the cycling I did in Australia? Because they have like
no, you actually didn't.
I don't know if London has this. Do you guys have like the Lime scooters? Yeah. You know, like the Okay. So does London just have the scooters or the bikes?
Both.
Or both?
Scooters.
Both. Okay, cool.
Normal bikes, e-bikes, e-scooters. It's got like a whole selection, yeah.
Whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you land bike around?
Yeah, It was so much fun.
Nice.
When I was in the Gold Coast, they have Lime all over Australia, obviously, but in some cities they've restricted it just to the e-bikes because they don't like
just
the
to the
e-bikes.
e-bikes.
I don't know.
So no
really
scooters. Okay,
weird.
I get you. The scooters.
No scooters.
Because those scooters are a hazard.
They're fast.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. So on the Gold Coast, we used the e-bikes a bit, and I was quite surprised at how quickly that electric motor engages. You just start pedaling, and it's like whoop, just takes over, and you're going. But man, in Brisbane, they have the scooters, and they also have bike lanes all over the city. And the scooters, I'm assuming this is allowed, but we drove the scooters in the bike lane. And so we were, listen, I don't know. I don't live there. We were just doing, I was doing what other people were doing.
Allowed. I'll just nod.
But the bike lanes also go into the road, obviously, because there's a lane in the road. So I was driving those Lime scooters on the fucking road, cars going past me. Then across one of the bridges of the river, Shani's looking at me like I have not told her this story. I've definitely told her this story. Across one of the bridges on the river, there's a bike lane as well, but it's completely like segmented from the road.
Yeah.
So it's just like its own personal like little bike lane. Man, driving across that thing on a scooter at night and just seeing the city, really, really cool. But also those scooters are fucking awesome because they go like 30 k's an hour. It's great.
See,
I'm all
for the scooters until you see people riding them here without helmets, and I'm like,
oh yeah, no. I mean, it was really disgusting to use those public helmets that they clip onto the bike. Really hated that, but absolutely would I not use I would always use a helmet on that thing. It goes way too fast.
Yeah. So I mean, and
I loved it.
A lot of people do that here, even on bikes, just no helmets. You're like, okay,
do you get fines if you get like caught doing that?
I don't think so. I can't tell you I've ever seen anyone pulled over or stopped or reprimanded for
just
that.
Just like if you die, you die.
If you die, you die. If you land on your head and you become bedridden, that's your fault, I guess. It's wild.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Australia. In Australia, you get a $200 fine.
It's
madness.
That's That should bring.
Casual
that,
$3,000 fine. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed Australia. It's funny.
It was
because
great.
I think I've heard people from the UK. So like you'll hear people from South Africa immigrate to like the UK, Australia, whatever. But apparently it's very common for people in the UK to immigrate and like retire in Australia. So I think
really?
it's
okay.
I think in terms of like, infrastructure and all of that, it's pretty much like the UK, but with way better weather.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know where how it is countrywide, but based off of the 1 week I spent there, definitely for sure better weather.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Sydney had far less like public transport than I thought it would. Not as robust to get around there unless you're like exclusively in the city center, but as soon as you need to cross a bridge to like east or northern, not even suburbs, just like districts, like there's nothing. Nothing. Yeah. Really weird. But other than that, cool cities.
Nice.
I think going there on a UK like salary if you're retiring there would be great because it's slightly expensive. It is expensive coming from South Africa, but it's cheaper than going to the UK for sure.
Yeah, like, I think that's why a lot of people do it.
So if you're coming with pounds, going to be living large.
Living large. With your big fines you're going to pay off.
Yeah, exactly. And all the tolls you have to pay for the roads and the 300 Rand you pay for a pint of beer. It's great.
Oh my God.
It's awesome. Video games, they also cost
Very
300
nice.
Rand, just like Game Pass. Hey.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a wild day for Xbox gamers. Game Pass went up. Ultimate is expensive now. The Microsoft subscription page went offline because so many people were canceling. Like, okay, they didn't take it offline. It just like died. It was like almost like being DDoSed essentially with all the people trying to cancel their subscriptions apparently. So yeah, good day to be Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond and everyone there. I mean, good luck. It's hard.
Those first party titles are money's gonna come from somewhere. People want Call of Duty on Game Pass. Well, there you go.
I did enjoy that one asterisk because now they're in like 3 tiers. Like if you don't know, just go look it up. I'm not going to explain all the tiers here, but the middle tier, which is kind of like the same price as what Ultimate used to be, is like, oh, cool, you'll still get the games library, but you'll only get day one titles within a year of it coming out, which is a very nebulous, like, is that 1 month? Is that 11 months? It's probably 11 months.
Yeah.
But then I like the asterisk at the end. There's like just a little star, and then that star goes down somewhere else, and it says, except for Call of Duty.
Oh,
like,
does
that's
it?
the omission. Yeah. You want Call of Duty for free?
That is
Ultimate.
hilarious.
Go in
I
on
didn't even know that.
Also, do you know what's the same price as 2 months of Ultimate? Call of Duty. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's...
Yeah. Nuts.
Look, if you're going to buy Call of Duty...
buy it. Just buy it.
It's a weird thing. We might have mentioned it before that we started recording, but like how a subscription made sense because you go like, oh, instead of buying Call of Duty, I'll just buy like a year of Game Pass. Now it's like completely the other way around. Where it's like, instead of 2 months of Game Pass, I'll just buy my game that I want to play. Which it's not like a 1-for-1 argument, but it's just weird how the dial has slid like in the opposite direction now, where people are saying that like, oh, I'd rather just buy the game and have it than, pay a monthly subscription. I don't know.
Well, do you know that a year of Game Pass now costs the same as a Nintendo Switch OLED?
That really hurts. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's fucked up, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Yeah,
that's wild.
I mean, that's not the case locally because the local pricing for Ultimate is weirdly fine. I mean, it's fine when compared to the US dollar price. It's not fine when you look at the amount it actually increased, between these price hikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the States, it's what, $30 a month for Ultimate? A year is $360. No. Yeah, $360. Nintendo Switch OLED price at launch is $350.
But
Xbox Series S was $400.
I don't get that. So a year, it's $30 a month, or $360 a year. Then why?
No. There's no annual fee.
Okay. I was gonna say because I think a good way to get people like as a good middle ground is you go, cool, it's $30 a month, but if you buy a year, you pay $300, whatever it is, because then you might sway people over. Like, it's a lot of money, but I'm subscribing anyway. I'll pay the year upfront. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
They used to do that. That from my experience in these sorts of like subscription based businesses and working in that for the past couple of years, what I've seen is that these annual, they call them like annual commit subscriptions, like the ones that you like, cool, I'm going to pay an upfront fee of this entire year and get a discount because I'm doing that, or like how Adobe does it, where you pay and you only get debited per month, but you're locked in for a year.
Yeah.
So even though it doesn't all come off at once, that. Essentially, they're trying to lock you in for a year, but those are only during like really big growing stages of a business. Once you have like an established base, it is way more lucrative to just switch to a monthly model because you can charge a lot more. There's less like almost sticker shock at a monthly cost as opposed to $400 up front. And then because you're not offering like the annual subscription, you can just kind of get away with a lot more. So it is a business thing. I get it. But yeah, it's kind of
Ish.
I don't know. Microsoft is pushing the envelope of like the value of Game Pass here, big time. And I think they've passed that sort of inflection point where now there is the question of, is it actually better to just outright buy my game or subscribe to Game Pass? And that I think is the exact opposite of what they want, because recurring subscription revenue is far more useful than an outright game purchase to Microsoft.
Yeah.
And so, Game Pass was built off the back of, yes, people are spending less on each individual purchase, but they are continually subscribing to this thing and never unsubscribing.
Yeah.
And so even if in the 1 year they're getting more value than they would have given through outright purchases, over a 5-year span, they are actually giving more to us than they would have otherwise.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It is the most aggressive I've seen this sort of price hike be on any sort of like subscription platform, like a Netflix or a Adobe or whatever.
Yeah.
And this much just outright like rejection of it. Yeah, I mean, people complain about price hikes all the time, but this is egregious. It's
I'm very interested to know what, I don't know if we'll ever see it, but like what will it do to subscriber numbers? Like how many people?
I mean,
are cancel? How many are?
We'll never get that because like I don't even think up until now they've even said. They always like have this nebulous like, we've had X number of subscriptions or X number of total players or this that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nuts.
Oh well.
Nuts.
That's news. I guess.
Do you know what you can play on Game Pass though? Hollow Knight Silksong.
It's like,
Even the Hollow Knight Silksong is only $20.
It's like, where are you taking this? Yeah, I guess we'll talk about Silksong.
Sorry, yeah, I saw the pivot. I had the vision, and then I knew it was going to mess with you, but
That's
I had
fine.
to go for it.
I'm gonna timestamp. I don't
Hollow
have
Knight
any.
Silksong. I'll lead you off here. I've played a little bit more of it.
Nice.
Because
I don't have any
I've been
footage.
playing another game called Hades 2. We pivoted.
Oh my
no,
god.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
Okay, we're talking Silksong.
Yes, we're talking Silksong. I play a little bit more. I'm finally back on that train. I think when we last spoke, when was that? 2 weeks ago? So I think when we last spoke, I'd already stopped playing because I was onto Hades 2 already. And so since then, I've maybe played like 3 or 4 more hours. So my experience in that time is not like significant, but I did get past. Are we okay like talking about boss names? I think it's been long enough that we can mention.
I've always said
certain bosses.
Even talking with my friends, I've said because it's difficult to talk about this game without spoilers. But I've said, listen, unless you're fighting a boss named like Hornet's mom or dad or something, I'm like, you can give me a boss name because like it's gonna mean nothing to me, honestly.
Okay, so I found Hornet's mom.
Oh no! Can't believe you've just ruined the final boss like that.
I got to Moorwing, which is apparently the one that a lot of people were struggling on early days. So explain to me, were people struggling on Moorwing because they didn't have the dash ability, or?
I think Moorwing is so. This game, even from the get-go, it's so open. You like you've said, you could have the dash, you could have the float ability by the time you get there. I think I had the dash and the float.
I had both. So I'm trying to understand why Moorwing was such a roadblock for some people. Because like, listen, Moorwing, I died maybe like 4 or 5 times, so it's not nothing, but. As far as bosses go and as far as frustration has gone with Silksong so far, it has been the least obtrusive because the run back to Moorwing was tiny.
Yeah.
And maybe I got fortunate there because when I died the first time, my checkpoint wasn't actually at a bench. It was in the room where I got the Reaper Crest, which is where you do that short little fight. And because that room closes off afterwards, I think that's where it checkpointed me. And that room is like 2 screens away from Moorwing. So I had like absolutely no run back.
Yeah, so I did not have that. I had a run back. But I will say that the run back to Moorwing is probably one of the least aggressive compared to some of the others I've had. Because, my God, this game has some real bullshit run backs. Like, that's probably... I'm interrupting you.
No. Continue. I was actually going to ask about this because this is the thing that I keep seeing brought up is the bosses aren't as bad as people make them seem. And mowing to me was kind of like an example of that. It like was a pretty standard, be patient, take your openings, don't overreach, and you're gonna be fine.
So I think
it's the runbacks.
Yeah, but I think mowing is probably, it's like the first quote unquote like real boss, like the first proper big boss you fight. I mean, you're obviously fighting a lot of other mini bosses in the way, but mowing's like, to me, I don't know how to describe it. He's like a big moment in the game. Like, it's mowing, okay? And I think just in that in itself is, people might not have expected that. So the boss is maybe more difficult from that point of view. But then from the point of view of runbacks, that is where I'm having the most friction with this game, where I don't mind doing runbacks. Like, if you ask me to platform repeatedly and do things, like, that's cool. It just feels like a very outdated design thing in 2025, where the most obvious examples from software were very good at it. In Dark Souls, it's like, oh, you died, you got to run back to the boss, and granted, there's often shortcuts to do it, but you still have to sprint like through a few areas to get to a boss. Okay, and pre-Elden Ring. Then in Elden Ring, it was like, cool, you died to this boss. Do you want to spawn at a Stake of Marika or back at your last side of grace? Like, it gave you the option, and most times, bar like very few exceptions, you started like at the boss door. So it's like the bosses were hard, but it's like, ugh. It's like, I'll spawn right, I can get straight back into it. Whereas here, it's like, oh, I've died to this boss. I've got to go through so many screens of hell to even try get back to fighting this boss. So mowing, like, you're going to see as you play the game, I think there's one particular boss that you'll get to. The run back to that boss is like the first real, like, holy shit, Team Cherry, why are you doing this? But then some of the more, well, I assume they're optional areas and bosses I've come across, some of the runbacks, I'm like, oh my god, like, this is just insane. I'm stubborn, I'll do it. If I die, I'm like, I'm not stopping until I do it. But I can completely understand why some people are like, this game. It's like, it's just, I just don't vibe with this. It just feels like they could have, I don't know, it's maybe not a thing of putting more benches in the world, because I know it's a very intentional design thing to have X number of benches. But it could have been like a Stake of Marika thing, where you have the option to spawn maybe a bit closer, or maybe not as far.
Yeah, I get Team Cherry's argument. I mean, they haven't really, they don't really come out and like try and defend themselves here. I think there was just a comment. I don't even know if it was from their PR manager or if it was from them directly, but they basically summed it up saying that, you know, if you're struggling on a certain boss, it is almost an indicator to kind of explore the world more.
Yeah.
And kind of like grab your bearings and be like, okay, well, what if I don't go that way? What if I go a different way and like explore that, you know, that area of the map, or maybe there's something there that will help me. And I think that definitely applies to the friction people are encountering with the bosses, but not necessarily the run back, because eventually you're going to have to do that again.
100%.
And you have to do it every single time you make a mistake. And so learning the bosses becomes a bit tedious.
Yeah.
And I do recall this being a thing in the original Hollow Knight for sure. I just wonder if, because, you know, that having come out in 2016, I think. Yeah.
It's like a lifetime ago now.
Like, if you think of the FromSoft game that came out in and around then, so 2015 is Bloodborne. Holy shit, that's a weird comparison to make. Bloodborne had runbacks and some bullshit runbacks, like some really, really nonsense ones, and then some really clever ones that, like, when you finally found a shortcut, it's like, oh, okay, this is still slightly long, but it's more of an inconvenience than like, I'm going to die each run back, you know what I mean? And if you chart the progression of like that point to, like you said, Sekiro, then Dark Souls 3, or other way around, then Elden Ring, like, they got progressively less and less concerned with runbacks. Like, Sekiro had very short ones. Dark Souls 3 had incredibly short ones. Like, there were shortcuts there all the time. And then, like you said, in Elden Ring had Stake of Marika. So it's like the sort of design philosophy around these sorts of challenging games changed, and Silksong didn't. And I think that's why it feels a lot more jarring here, especially to a lot of people who maybe never played Hollow Knight. The design decision feels very jarring, despite them not having really changed much since the first game. I haven't encountered that yet. I've encountered some frustration where, like you, I was stubborn and really wanted to finish off this one combat arena. It was the one with all the birds.
That
thing
God. Yeah.
fucking sucked. I did not enjoy it. And the run back there also sucked because there were lots of other birds getting in your way. And it was then when I realized, like, okay, I'm not going to do this to myself again. I'm not going to sit here bashing my head against this challenge for an hour. I'm actually just, like, once I'd cleared it, because I had to get it out of my system, now I'm, like, more open to kind of just exploring the world and kind of seeing where it takes me. But I do know I'm going to eventually get to the same point as you where these runbacks are going to affect me, and I'm like slightly worried that it's going to sour my experience with the whole thing.
Look, so I'll say two things before I talk about the good in the game, because the game is really, really phenomenal. So to go back to the Elden Ring example of like, okay, yeah, you can ignore a boss, you can go explore in Silksong. The reality is you're not going to go level up and get stronger. Like you said earlier, that boss is still going to be there. The run back is probably going to be the same, unless in very few instances you happen to like find another area that shortcuts you to another side of the area where the boss is in, whatever.
Yeah.
But also, I think Silksong, like Hollow Knight had platforming, don't get me wrong. Silksong has a way more emphasis on platforming, I find, compared to Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was like, cool, you jump, you got a dash and whatever, but I don't know, Silksong feels like it's more built with that in mind, where it is, you can, vault up platform ledges as you grab them, and it just feels that getting around is more demanding, which I love. I'm all for that. I'm like, yes. If Team Cherry were to just build a platformer, forget the Metroidvania, build me a Celeste. Like from a Team Cherry point of view, I'm like, yes, they get the platforming. But I think when you mix that with these long runbacks, that's where people are getting friction. It's like, it's the effort to get to a boss is like, oh my God, I've got to like not fall into this pit of doom and not get hit by this flying bird. And I've got to like wall jump and avoid these sparks. And I thank God I'm at the boss, but I'm dead. I've got to do that all again now. And I think that is probably the biggest criticism from me and like everyone else I've spoken to. We agree the game's phenomenal. Like, I think the more I play it, I've got about 30 hours in now. I'm pretty sure I could go fight the final boss. I've got a part of the map which I'm pretty sure is the final boss. But I'm like, I'll go back there when I've explored everything else. And it's that same good feeling I had from the first Hollow Knight, where you and I both played it and we're like, man, this game just keeps getting bigger. I think I've like seen it all. Oh, hold on, I found another area and another one, and it just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
And Silksong does that as well, where there are certain, one evening, I don't know if I spoke about this when we last spoke about it on this podcast, but there's one evening I played where I found like a whole new area. I like kind of got lost in it. It's like, oh, like I should head back, but I'm just going to keep going. Oh my God, there's a whole new area here. Okay, I'm just going to explore, but oh my God, a whole new area. And I must have found like 6 or so areas in the space of 2 or so hours. And I was like, and they feel completely different to the previous one. They're all unique. They've all got different enemies. And it's just, they polished so well to a T. And the game is like, it was worth the wait. It's really, really good. So all these arguments about runbacks, like they still apply, but I need it overshadow the rest of the game, which is really, really fantastic.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not anywhere near the sort of playtime or exploration of the map, but I have been getting those sorts of moments happening every now and then. Like especially after Morwing, I was like, cool, beat this big boss, just gonna kind of like run around and see what's happening. And I think I came across like 3 different areas in the space of that time before I ran into a boss accidentally and just got completely like smoked by them. Like I had like 1 life when I entered whatever arena they were in. And it's just kind of cool sometimes to just wander upon things like that and just not feel beholden to like, oh, I need to go this direction or I should be going this direction. I'm like, no, okay, let me just I'm in this room and there's 3 exits. I'll take this one. Oh, there's another 3 exits in this room. I'll take this one. And where does this lead me? Oh, brand new area. Cool. Yeah. It's just it. I think that's the beauty of a good Metroidvania is to like unlock that sort of sense of discovery. And I do think, despite being so challenging, Silksong does still allow you to have those moments. It's not just constantly. There is an overbearing feeling of dread. Like I feel like I can never feel safe playing Silksong, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like every little enemy can absolutely kill me if I do not give them the respect they deserve. Like even the ones I've seen, the little like bird hatchlings that jump up from the ground.
Yeah.
If I'm like too laid back with them, they knock me into a wall, and next thing I bounce off the wall, they hit me a second time, and before I know it, I've died.
Yeah.
So there is that element, but I feel like once you acknowledge that and can kind of understand that, there are ways to get around it pretty easily. I think it's just a mindset thing of, I don't need to kill everything in every single screen.
Yeah.
I definitely don't need to do that when I'm revisiting places. And I don't need to feel like I should breeze past these things. I need to make sure that I'm aware that everything could kill me. Yeah. And it's kind of liberating after like getting over that mental hurdle. Exploring Silksong has been a lot more fun.
Yeah. The exploration is like one of the best parts of the game. And even just playing the game alongside other people, like I said, it's very difficult to talk about stuff without spoiling. So like me and Michael, good examples. We've both like similar playtime, but the order in which we've done things just like completely different to each other. It's like, have you done this area? Like, no, not yet, whatever. But one of my favorite moments was just this week where he's told me about an area. He's like, have you been to this area? I'm like, I haven't found that yet. And I was baffled because I was like, I'm pretty sure I've explored where he's talking about. So when I found that area, I was like, oh, you won't believe it. I finally found this area and I'm exploring it now, whatever. And I said to him, cool, I beat the boss there. It was a good boss fight. He's like, oh yeah, did you fight boss name? And I was like, no, I fought this other boss. So there were 2 bosses in one area and he hadn't found it. I hadn't fought the boss he had fought.
Crazy.
And he hadn't fought the boss I'd found. And we were both like, where did you find that boss? So it just...
That's crazy.
It's just the level of discovery and the order in which just the 2 of us have been doing things and just having these moments of like, have you done this yet? Or have you like explored here, whatever. It's been really cool. Like I love games that give you that. And just the fact that it's a Metroidvania, but typically Metroidvanias are very constrained. And I don't mean in a bad way, but it's like, you can't explore here until you get like a double jump. You can't go there until you get a dash. Where Silksong has some of those hard barriers. But it feels like for the most part, you can go wherever the hell you want. Honestly, like you get the dash early, you get the glide, and even just those 2 will give you access to so many parts of the map. The exploration is just really, really good.
Yeah. No, and I've seen, just looking at some gameplay, there's a lot of other movement mechanics, and I've already come across them in the world where it's like, oh, I definitely need a wall jump to get here. Like there's no way of getting around this. And I'm excited to like get those abilities and then come back, because that's like some of the best parts of a Metroidvania. Like, oh, I got this thing. Let me think about all the places that I can actually access now. Yeah, it's really cool. I am enjoying it, and I'm glad I have the time to get stuck into it again now. You know, just on the eve of Ghost of Yote coming out, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, and it's great on Switch still.
Yeah,
so,
it's the best. Absolutely,
it is good. Console needs a better D-pad though. Holy shit.
But
moving on,
do you want to talk about what you've actually been playing?
Yeah. So, like I said, had to pause on Silksong because as soon as the release date was announced, I got the chance to dive into Hades. It's 1.0. That is out now for everyone. I played a lot of Hades when I reviewed it when I reviewed the early access version for GameSpot when it came out a year and a half ago, around about then. So I played quite a bit then. I played like 30, 40 hours, and I checked back in every now and then. There were like big-ish updates that were added that like added some new weapons or added some new story content and stuff. but I got to the point where I had seen quite a bit, and I was satisfied being like, okay, cool. There are definitely a bunch of areas that aren't finished yet, and like the game makes it very clear, like you've reached the end of the current content. More is going to be added here, XYZ. And I was content with like waiting until the end to kind of experience all that and not seeing it in like drips and drabs as they got to the end. So the 1.0 version added like a true ending to the game, which is kind of neat, but it also, coming back to it even after just a couple of months of not playing, so much content. Like it just shows that Supergiant knows how to use early access as a test bed, not only to balance its games, but to also just like really delicately add content at the same time, while also just building something that is astronomically larger than anything they've ever made. So Hades 2 is, for all intents and purposes, like a sequel, definitely, to Hades 1, like narratively, structurally, gameplay wise, for sure. In terms of size, it is probably double the size of Hades 1. And I say this because it's hard to say, like, I'm not spoiling anything here, but there are 2 distinct routes you can take every night instead of 1. And each one of those routes is essentially the size of Hades, the first one. 4 biomes, bosses, different enemies, stuff like that. So when you disconnect the 2, there are essentially 2 Hades-sized games that are now smushed into one. And that whole thing has its own cohesive story where the story adapts to which path are you choosing any given night. Which enemies are you finding on any given night? Why are you choosing one path opposed to the other? What resources are available in one area as opposed to another? Stuff like that. So there's just a lot more to mess around with in terms of the decisions you can make every night, and kind of like how it allows the content to feel more fresh every time, because you're not just going through the same 4 biomes. You've got now 8. There's just a lot more on offer. So if you completely new to Hades 2, you don't play as Zagreus again. Zagreus was the protagonist of the first one. You instead play as Manilow. She's Zagreus' sister. She wasn't born in the first game. She's kind of like born post what happens there, where Persephone and Hades kind of like reunite, and Zagreus and his family kind of like just exist in the underworld. All's cool. They have Manilow. And then this dude Kronos, who is in this world like the father of all the gods, just like Kronos is in Greek mythology, comes back, kind of disappears Hades, Persephone, and Zagreus, and you as Manilow have kind of been like training your entire life to take him down and get your family back. And that's the setup for the story. There's obviously a lot that happens between that and the eventual end, and also that and the plight of all the other gods that you come across. And I think Hades 2 super nails that aspect of it again, in that it delicately like weaves its story through each of your runs every night. It still does the thing where it feels like magic, how it incorporates your choices and your actions every night into its overall story and the character dialogue. It feels like magic. It's super weird how a boss on a run will reference like how you died in a certain room with a certain weapon to a certain enemy, and just like naturally let that flow within their dialogue. I don't know how Supergiant has built the stuff, but it feels even more like unbelievable here, especially with the amount of dialogue on offer. From a gameplay perspective, it's very similar to Hades 1, although Manilow like works slightly differently in that she doesn't have as many dashes as Zagreus, so she's got a single dash, where Zagreus, I think, depending on how you upgraded him, could have like 3 in a row. So she's got a single one, and the cooldown between the dashes is also like much longer. So to kind of make up for that like step down in mobility, you've got a cast, which Zagreus had a cast where he like shot out a little diamond thing that like got embedded into enemies and would do all sorts of things. Manilow got like a circular spell that she drops down on the ground, and that acts as like an immobilizer for enemies. So if you cast and enemies are in there, they cannot leave that circle. And it allows you to kind of like lock down enemies in a certain area of the combat arena and reposition yourself and use that to your advantage. You can also empower this cast with boons from gods. So you can like from Zeus make it so that everyone trapped in your cast also gets shocked by lightning, or Poseidon's one will like inflict enemies with a curse called Splash, which will make them susceptible to like other damage from other sources for like 30% more, something like that. Essentially, it's like an offensive and a defensive move, and it makes up for her lack of mobility. But her like standard and special attacks are kind of like the same. She has these new things called Omega attacks, which are just like charged versions of your standard attacks. And they kind of do their own thing. Like if you're looking at the footage now, when you have I think it's the Witch Staff or the Moon Staff, your standard attack will jab enemies in a straight line. If you hold that down and fire, then you'll fire like a linear attack behind and in front of you. That's like a wave attack. So it is like a charged version of that, but it is like different to just like, this is the strong one and this is the not so strong one. They are fundamentally 4 different attack types on one weapon. Yeah. And then the boons obviously fundamentally change how those work, how you stack them, stuff like that. It's a lot of like, if you enjoyed Hades 1's gameplay, this is very familiar. It's just more. There's more customizability when it comes to how you do like permanent progression. So Zagreus had the mirror that he would go into, and you would put in points into like damage and health buffs and how many death defiances you went through with every run, stuff like that. Here you've got a whole like card system. Well, it's called the Arcana card system. It's like a board where you have a finite amount of this resource called Grasp, and every card on there has an associated cost. So you can only activate as many as you can given the resource that you have. And each of those presents you with like a different loadout you can take through with every run. So one card, for example, gives me extra death defiances. Another one gives me extra life and mana to start each night with. Yeah. But then there's other ones that are a bit more like complicated. Like there's one called, I think it's called Origination, where it's like, enemies who are afflicted by 2 curses at once. So they're shocked or they've got weak from Aphrodite. As soon as they're inflicted by 2 curses at once, they take 50% more damage. So now you're like, okay, cool. I'm building around the idea of I always need to be able to inflict 2 curses very quickly in a fight. There's another one where it's like, enemies in your casts take more damage. So you always want to be putting down casts. There's another one that increases, I think, your critical rate to a certain degree, but it also limits your maximum health. It's like all these modifiers that let you really tune your run before you've even started it, and let you tune them around like a weapon and a keepsake choice that can almost like direct how your run will start, and then you kind of adapt from there. It's super cool. Like this game has just got so much going for it. It's so deep when you compare it to the first Hades, but builds on all of the strengths of that game without like making changes that I think detract from what a good game that was fundamentally. This is just like Supergiant made Hades 1, which was really, really good. They learned a lot from making that. They went into early access with this thing and then took the time to fine-tune it even more. And I think the result now, if you're stepping in from, having not played it at early access or even have, like, you've got a incredibly well-balanced and well-designed roguelite that's probably the best one you're going to play like in your life. Ever. For sure. Yeah, it's so good. It's really, really good. I mean, I've played like, 75, 80 hours. I'm still coming across a lot of dialogue that I've never seen before. Even, little story beats that are still continuing after the end of the story because there's all these like post-game things that you can do. Yeah. It's just super good. And I'm like desperately waiting for you to get into it because I think you are just going to like devour this game.
Just let me just get rid of Silksong first. and then let me just finish one of the other games of the year to get to this arguably game of the year contender.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. This year's going to be a tough fight for game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to really say too much other than I really loved Hades 1. I mean, I have such fond memories of streaming it. I mean, I streamed it a lot. Did so many runs, put in, I don't know how many hours, but a fair number of hours. And I know, maybe you'd help me remember, I know when you finish a game, there's like modifiers you can, it's like heat level. I mean,
you still have that.
Never hit max heat level, but I did push that as much as I could, while the game had my attention. And even then, it was a thing of like every run always felt good. There were always new things to listen to, cool combinations I never thought of before, whatever. When Hades 2 was announced and hit early access, I'm just like, I'm gonna wait. I'll wait for it. It's cool. And then they go and they announce it for like September. Just 2 weeks after Silksong. Of all the whole year, you've got the whole year. You choose to do it in September. So
how do you think they were feeling when Silksong dropped? Because they obviously had this locked and loaded to go, and it was part of a Nintendo Direct, so they weren't gonna be able to be like, yeah, no, we're delaying it.
I don't think they were.
By the same token, I think they were just like,
yeah, I don't.
We're big enough. It's okay.
I think Supergiant know after Hades 1 that I have to think that they knew. I mean, I don't think you can ever know, but I have to think that they had faith that they were onto something bigger than Hades 1. I mean, Hades 1 was received well by everyone. If I think back to that year, I can't think of a single person like, oh, like it's okay. Like I think everyone I know played it, loved it. So if they just built on that, I'm like, well, they've got nothing to be scared of. And for all intents and purposes, Metacritic's not the definitive way to judge a game, but I think Hades 2 is scoring higher than Silksong. So
yeah, Hades 2 is the highest reviewed game of the year,
which is just because you look at it, you like
94 on Metacritic. It's ridiculous.
It's just, and I don't mean it in a negative, but like, it's just a roguelite, But man, Hades 1, like, let's remember, redefined what a story could be in a roguelite. A roguelite was, you just do runs and that's that. And Hades like, no, we'll tell you a story. And we'll make sure you always know that whatever you're doing will be referenced or whatever. It always like just follow. And how they do it, I don't know. I'd love to see them pull back the curtain and look at the sort of mind maps and the diagrams of things, how dialogue things happen, and how they coded that all to make sense and be aware of what the player's done. I don't know. I don't know if you would know either.
And just so much voice dialogue that accounts for that. It's not like, even with it just being text, it would be difficult. But the fact that they've got recorded lines for all of this is just mind-blowing. It really is.
And then
it really makes you wonder why. I mean, entirely two different games, and I know it's like not the same thing, but like The Legend of Zelda has no dialogue almost.
No, never.
Yeah.
Well, not never, but you know what I mean. I mean,
I almost think like the comparison, like you were saying, it redefined roguelites. This is very much a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom thing where the sequel comes out and the industry hasn't even caught up to the first one. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's been a lot of roguelites, but nothing has done like, sort of what Hades did. And now Hades 2 comes, it's like, we're still doing that. And it's very familiar, but it is better now. Like we've learned from ourselves and it is better.
And just add to the fact that the animations, the art style, I mean, man, the art style is just like, it's so nice to look at. It's clean, vivid. And I haven't listened to the soundtrack, but I know that the soundtrack will be good as well.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. It's Darren Korb firing on all cylinders there. Like, I mean, every single time he puts out a soundtrack to a game, it's like, this is the best he's ever done. And he just, every single time, it's just better and better and better. It's also like, just like their art style, he's got such a distinct signature to the way he makes music, despite all of the genres kind of being different across the different games. And I think that's, Supergiant has been around for a long time now. Bastion came out a very long time ago, but they, over time, have really established the way their games look and sound and feel. And I think Hades 2 is the culmination of all of that. And it's the one, people are going to look at this and be like, this is a Supergiant game. And from now on, that studio is, I mean, Hades 1 arguably did this, but for certain now, this is the one people will remember.
Yeah.
I would love to know what they do from here.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I mean, me too. Like, because they don't typically do straight sequels. This is the first sequel they've done, right?
One. Yeah, very first
like,
one.
What do they pivot
I highly doubt they do a third one.
Yeah, I also don't think they'll do a third one.
I would love to know because every single game of theirs is a different genre as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. Very, very cool studio, though. Happy with them. I do wonder, I mean, Hades won how many, I mean, and again, like, awards aren't indicative of a game's success, whatever, but it's just, I like to know, because I like games to be recognized, even if it's just by the Game Awards, whatever. Hades one didn't win, like, Game of the Year. It won awards, but I don't think it won, like, Game of the Year or anything like that, whereas Hades 2, I think, even in this busy year, has a very good shot at winning that.
So Hades... Obviously, just Googling the word Hades is a bit weird.
It's like Hades is a god of the underworld. Like, yes.
Came out 2020. It wasn't even that long ago.
No, I remember playing that in COVID. Wild.
Yeah. It came out in early access in 2020. It was the first game to launch with the Epic Game Store. Can you remember? Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Early access was in 2018.
2020
went in 1.0 2020. Yeah. Okay. So let me just see here.
That was 5 years ago. What is time? Crazy.
That's why when they announced the sequel, it was like 2023 at the Game Awards then. And I was like, oh, they just doing this.
Yeah.
Like, very weird. Let's see, awards. Won several awards and honors. Several publications. Considered one of the best games of 2020. Won Game of the Year at the British Academy Game Awards. At the DICE Awards it won Game of the Year.
So I did win, okay.
And GDC Awards as well.
Okay.
Hades is also the first game to be awarded a Hugo Award as part of a special video games category introduced at the 2021 Hugo Awards. That's very interesting.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Hades. Yeah, so it's it won Best Indie and Best Action at the Game Awards 2020. If that is any indication.
So
it was nominated for Game of the Year, did not win.
Yeah, I think this year, although that's it.
This year, the Game of the Year has to go to an indie, surely.
I mean, it's Hades 2, Silksong, Expedition 33.
Exactly. Exactly.
Death Stranding might be a nominee. I love Death Stranding.
I think it would be a nominee, but for that to win Game of the Year at the Game Awards would be wild to me.
Listen, Jeff and Kojima.
Listen, I like that game, but it.
You know what?
Hold your hands to your ears, Darren. It's not Game of the Year.
I don't think Darren would argue. I think it's his Game of the Year, but I don't think. I'm there.
Fair enough. He's able to distinguish.
It's one of my favorite games this year. But can I tell you now, between Silksong and Expedition 33, just for me alone, I'm like, shit. Like, I don't know. It's
tough. It's tough.
It's tough, actually.
I genuinely, like, going into September, I'm like, cool, Silksong is going to be that Game of the Year for me. And I didn't expect, A, to get to the end of September with Hades 2 out, and B, for it to be far and away the best game I've played this year.
Like, here you go.
Which is no shade on all the others I've played this year. It's just like, this game is just unreal. Like, it's the first 10 I've ever given a GameSpot. Very first one in 90-something reviews.
I thought you were going to say 90-something years. Like, you're not that old, man.
It's remarkable, this game. And I hope people... I mean, I can already see a lot of people playing it and really, really enjoying it. And I hope you have the sort of same reaction. I'm pretty sure you will. And I think it's going to, like, devour you. Especially the way the post-game works is... There's a heat system, but it's different. And I think it's way smarter. And there's just so much more to do in the post game than there was in the first one. So really keen for you to get stuck in there.
I'm there.
Can't wait for you to get to some bosses as well, because they are some fucking great ones. Just so good. All timer.
I'm ready.
Boss fights here. Yeah.
No, I really can't wait. But I think I really want to. I say this when I say I want to wrap up Silksong. I don't mean, like, so I can get it done. It's just I want to give it the time it deserves, and then before I move on to Hades 2.
You don't want to rush a game like Silksong.
No.
Because I think that just sours the experience.
You can't rush it because you've got to do run backs to bosses, and it's just...
How long is your commute to work?
My commute? I mean, I'm working from home, but it would be like 30 minutes to an hour. ish.
Sounds like a Hades run to me. Damn.
well, now listen. There are times I have to get on a train to family in Ipswich, and it's about an hour. So,
oof, that sounds
there
like
you go.
2 or 3 runs to me.
my
Depends
God.
how good you are. You know.
Damn. How good I am. That's like one run. I mean, come on. It might be like 2 complete runs. You know, you're talking to you. But yeah, the reason I haven't look, I've put a lot of time into Silksong, but between Silksong and other stuff, I've also been playing a little game called Borderlands 4, which we touched on briefly. I think the last time we
third
recorded.
indie of the show.
The third indie. Don't tell Randy Pitchford that. So I think when we spoke about this last time, I barely started this game. It might have been like an hour.
I think you had played it like an hour. I remember your footage was of the very first boss in the game.
So I was like barely in this game. I've since played about 20-ish, give or take an hour or two. So depending on how much time you invest in this game, you could say I'm pretty far. I've been beelining in terms of single player stuff. I've been beelining the story. But I've been spending a lot of time playing with friends. So that's quite cool because even though I'm so far ahead in terms of story and I'm a much higher level, in the year 2025, I can just join a friend's game and I'll still fight enemies. I'll play their story. I'll fight their enemies, but all the enemies will be adjusted to my level. I'll get loot for myself. Like if I'm level 25, I'll fight level 25. Enemies get level 25 weapons. So there's incentive to play with friends. And I don't know if it was like this in Borderlands 3, but I mean, I haven't played for a long time. Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel was nonsense of you've got to like be kind of in tune with your friend, play simultaneously. So I'm grateful in 2025 we've figured that out.
How do they make that work? Like, so you say you're fighting enemies the same level as you. What are the teammates lower level than you fighting?
Probably enemies adjusted to their level. So at the end of the day, it's all just numbers, right? So if their gun's doing 100 damage, mine's doing 250 damage. But you know, relative to whatever enemy I'm fighting, if that makes sense.
I guess I'm just trying to understand how the enemy's health works in that perspective. Like you doing more damage, maybe it's like all fractional.
So
it's interesting. It's cool because normally it's like you adjust one way or the other. Like meeting in the middle sounds almost weird and novel. So
it might be
just curious how they do it.
The enemy stays the lower level. All my numbers drop, but I'm just seeing it's like level 25. You know what I mean? It might be a semantic thing like that. But the long and the short of it is I've been enjoying my time with Borderlands 4. It's no Borderlands 2. I think I said this last time. Borderlands 2 was a real, for me, lightning in the bottle moment where that handsome Jack is the big bad guy. Borderlands 1 was cool, but Borderlands 2 refined a lot of stuff. Really, really good game. And I think every game that's followed, they've tried to recreate that to good or bad effects, and I think it's been mostly misses, or not misses, but just not as high. Although Borderlands 3 never played it, but I think I know the humor was skewed like way too much into like, I don't know, what's the correct term, like toilet humor, immature, like I don't know. That's what I've heard. But that said, I've seen Discord of people saying that Borderlands 4 overcorrected, like it's almost too serious, and I disagree with that. I'm getting a lot of very Borderlands 2 vibes in that I will go do a side quest and the dialogue is like not at all super serious. It's genuinely very funny. Like 9 out of 10 times, it's well written. It's as zany as you'd expect from Borderlands, the franchise. As a good example, the footage you're watching. This is a side quest I just stumbled upon where you walk into a town and there's a rocket just there, and it's like, oh hey, you can understand me. I was supposed to blow up, but I didn't. Like, can you help me fulfill my purpose of exploding? And the whole quest is you're like, okay, cool. Like, you go find a control board, rocket pieces, and you help this rocket ultimately launch. And it's like that is a nonsense side quest, but it's written and it was so funny that I enjoyed doing it. Like another good side quest I did with friends. It was a side quest. It could have been a main quest in the whole game because it was so long and detailed. It was basically a heist. This whole thing of like, oh, you need to break into this vault. But before we do that, you need to learn how to break into the vault. You need to recruit this person, blah, blah, blah. This was a whole side quest. But I mean, just the level of story, it's just funny, well written. So I don't know if I'm like, I miss Borderlands 3, so I don't have a reference. But when people say it overcorrected, I'm not seeing it. I don't get it. I think it still very much nails that Borderlands humor where you're in a world where you're speaking shit and just shooting enemies. Like, I don't know what more you want from that. That said, I will say the story is just like over my head. Can't tell you I'm really paying attention to it. It's a weird thing where they get so much right in 2025, but I'm sorry to say it, you can't skip dialogue in this game. So you spend a lot of time like just standing and being spoken at. I'm like, cool.
Oh no.
It's just like there are some cutscenes, but for the most part it's just talking heads. And I'm like, that is the thing they need to fix, I think, with the next game. But other than that, like the shooting feels good. The weapons I found have been like the handful of legendaries I found have been really fun to use. I've just been having a good time exploring and like ticking off things solo and with friends when I've been playing.
You're playing as
the Siren, Vex.
The Siren,
I think her name's Vex.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's got. So I will say I miss the Siren of, I can't remember what pre-sequels classes were, but in
Wasn't
Borderlands,
Athena?
In Borderlands 3 was
3 I never played, so I've no
it's
idea.
gone. I don't know. But Borderlands 2 had the ability where you could like phase lock an enemy. I really miss that. That said, Borderlands 4, the Siren's ability, you get you can have 3 different paths. I've chosen the pet familiar, the cat. So I've got a good kitty.
It's really cool.
That
is it a cat? I thought it was a wolf.
I think it's a cat. I mean,
okay. I
could be wrong. I guess I'll have to have a closer look next time. I'm pretty sure it's a cat.
Big animal with claws. Yeah.
No. This is the Final Fantasy VII arguments again. We were like, is Red a dog or a cat? I'm like, it's a cat.
Red's a dog.
It's a cat.
What?
We've had this discussion. I went and I dug up. There's like an interview from way back when where the director or the creator said he was inspired by a cat. Ergo, cat.
What the hell is what the hell is the cat from the casino then? What's his name?
Also a cat.
The one with the Irish accent.
Wow, I've really blanked.
I know, isn't it like Sith?
Kate Sith.
Kate Sith, that's it. Yeah, I knew it was some dumb name. Is that not a cat?
No, that's a cat. You the one out here with dog propaganda.
I mean, come on. Let's be real. There
are dog aspects, but it's a cat. I will die on this hill.
What does that even mean? This is the whole like Hello Kitty's not a cat thing.
Hello Kitty is a cat. It's in the name.
Hello Kitty's not a cat. Hello Kitty's a girl.
Oh, okay, but still.
I'm gonna send you a video. It is fucking wild. Some poor woman on CNN had to like interview some creative from Hello Kitty and hear about how Hello Kitty actually wasn't a cat. It was a little girl in a cat suit, and I could see the life drain from her eyes.
That is
trying
hilarious.
To be like, oh no. Yeah, it's wild. It's a great interview. It's
okay, well, we're getting caught in semantics here. Borderlands 4, good time. But ignore the story, play the game for friendship and the shooties, and that's it.
For the shooties,
yeah,
enjoy that. Yeah, I think playing with some friends is a good call. These games have always been better when you are playing with other people, so I'm glad to hear that that's still the case here. I've not had as much time to play as you, definitely not with everything else going around, and I think I'm still finding myself struggling to get into it in the first couple of hours, but I will agree that firstly, like, the Siren is really cool. I do like the pet familiar, dog or cat, whatever. Just a really cool companion to have. It does feel a bit passive in terms of the, if that is your main class's ability, it's cool that I can press a button and have the familiar like kind of pop in at the enemy and attack them. But otherwise, they're just kind of like around me doing their own thing, which feels a lot less, like active in like Zero in Borderlands 2, or like you said, Maya in Borderlands 2 had the phase lock. But again, I'm very early in the character tree, so I'm not sure how that evolves and progresses. I will say that the guns are pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like the gun designs, even at the beginning, I think look very like intricate and weird and cool, and they all have different like firing mechanics that I think are quite fun to just mess around with. So that aspect is really cool. And the glide feels pretty great.
Yeah, I will say the last time we spoke about it, I hadn't unlocked it, but the movement in the game feels really good. I mean,
yeah, it does.
Having a double jump is such a huge change, and the fact that you can just glide along over huge like chasms and stuff, really cool.
Did they never have a double jump? Really?
I don't know if there was a double jump before.
Oh, I actually can't remember. So I'm trying to think back now, but it would not surprise me if that was the case, because it just feels normal and natural here. So I just assumed it was always there.
I will say the grapple hook, as nice as it is, it feels a bit situational and fixed.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they did the whole Halo Infinite thing where it's like you've got a grapple hook. You can just latch onto anything.
That would be pretty cool given the world, because it just feels like it's artificially like, I understand why it is an open world, but it's actually an open world that's ferrying you between like small dungeon and dungeon, whereas Halo Infinite is just a world. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a bummer. It could be better, but at least when you throw it out, it feels pretty good. Yeah.
No, it does. The movement feels good. So I'm happy to see them grow in that, and I hope with Borderlands 5 or the pre-sequel, whatever they do next, they just keep making it better in terms of the movements. They're definitely on the right path, I think.
It is kind of insane that for quite some time, it didn't seem like we were ever going to get a Borderlands 3. Because like pre-sequel happened, and then the Telltale games happened, and then kind of like Borderlands disappeared. And to get 3 and then 4 in such quick succession, I mean, it's almost certain that there's going to be another one in like 4
there will
years.
Be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've realized that this franchise is like their moneymaker. People love Borderlands. So just keep doing good Borderlands games. I think people will be happy.
Yeah, I guess Gearbox got a bit lost in the getting bought by Embracer, selling off from Embracer nonsense to actually make video games. So yeah, good on them. Good on everyone there except Randy Pitchford.
Randy's still there doing his thing, and can't tell you that I'm a big fan of that.
He was quite involved in the game's first weekend, telling people how they should better set up their PCs to play the game.
Oh yeah,
and then when all those issues came out with the console versions, and it was like kind of discovered why the PC version was kind of doing its thing, then suddenly all he's tweeting about is the Now You See Me Magic movie threequel. He's all about like how he's involved in the Magic movie and doesn't give a shit about Borderlands anymore. It's like, okay,
I need to go see that. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Borderlands 4 though, good time.
Good time. Yeah. Good shooty. What did you say? Good shooty
good
time.
Shooties.
Put that on the good shooties. Put that on the box.
Put that in the box.
Just on the back there. Good shooties.
Yeah.
Checkpoint chat. Boom.
Love it.
Cool. I think that's it. Is it not?
That's it.
Anything else you need to get off your chest, off your bike?
Nope. No. I'll say we won't be recording for a couple weekends.
You are taken this weekend. I'm taken the weekend after that, and the weekend after that I'll be away.
See you end of October.
See you when October is in its 20s.
But by then,
just in time for Christmas.
Oh my God,
by then Mariah Carey's being thawed out already.
We'll talk about Mariah Carey. We'll have Ghost of Yote. I'm pretty sure I would have finished Silksong. I'll be playing Hades. Battlefield 6. Oh, cannot wait for that.
Shit, that's out like next week, is it?
I think it's next week, yeah.
Yeah.
And then all the other stuff.
Big one for me, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Nice. You have to play those games.
I have to. When am I going to find time to play them?
I don't know. You've got
Still
to
haven't even finished Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. Gonna get Tar Man on the phone with you.
Still want to play Metal Gear Solid Delta. Still want to play Silent Hill F, because apparently that's like phenomenal.
Fuck.
Yeah. Too many games, and too many of them are just too long as well. So it doesn't help.
Silent Hill F is like 10 hours though, which is a win. But
yeah. There's lots of good stuff, and it's not stopping. Although now without Game Pass, I don't have to play Call of Duty. So
wow,
win some, you lose some.
Love to see it.
Oh goodness gracious me. That's been episode 200 and I think 76. I never wrote this down. And it's not on my file, so I have no idea. 276.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
That's been episode 276 of Checkpoint Chat. Thank you so much for listening. As you've just heard, we will be back in a couple of weeks with a huge backlog of things to talk about, and hopefully not late in the evening on a weekday. So we'll be all fresh and energized on a weekend and ready to come at you with all these new gaming takes.
Hopefully not
like
sick.
Skyrim is bad. Hopefully Matty won't be sick. Hopefully I won't be sick. My goodness. We hope you have a good week. Stay safe. Enjoy all the games coming out. Let us know which ones you're playing. That'll be great. And until then, thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.